Can go in live. Hello, welcome everybody. I am so excited to be here again. I realized yesterday it was my first time on Amazon Live, so I forgot to properly introduce myself. My name is Samanta Moise. I am the CEO and founder of La Parea Wellness, and the topic today is how to introduce in your daily living some self-care practices. Now, I'm sure you know the answer to this, but do you take care of yourself? I mean, the first response is be like, yes, I do. But how is that you take care of yourself? What practices do you make sure that you intentionally follow in your daily routine to making sure that you're well taken care of? And that might be a hard question to answer because we sometimes don't think about self-care of being something that should be as part of our daily routine besides whatever else we have to do. For me personally, self-care, it's the when you set out an intention to schedule a practice to take care of yourself either mentally, physically, or emotionally. And good self-care not only promotes a better way of living, but also you become more connected with everybody else. You're able to take care of others because you are taking care of yourself. So how does one start taking care of yourself, you wonder? Well, you have to stick to the basics. Make sure start with simple things every day. I have even, because I am a mom of four and I work at La Parea Wellness, I make sure that I schedule some of my self-care in, if that makes sense. So, for example, I could just put as a reminder on my phone, I'm going to go for a walk for 30 minutes, and that's already there and set. And I will remember that I have to do that. Or I will put it on my Google Calendar. It sounds very funny, but when now working, a lot of people working from home, you're gonna find that sometimes you even have less time to like get up to go to the bathroom or eat lunch because it just keeps on going, right? So putting self-care practices on your calendar, it's perfectly okay. I actually encourage it. For example, I have four kids. When my little one goes to sleep, that's when I schedule a bath. So it's in the middle of the day, but it works for me. And I think that you could be able to do that too. Or also, you can go for a walk, meditate. I think meditation is a big practice of self-care because it brings you moments of mindfulness, moments that you're alone with yourself and nothing else in the world, and that helps declutter the mind. The other thing that is important with self-care and make it part of your practice is, I know we usually tend to go to sleep just when we're tired or we're watching the news or shows until we fall asleep. I think setting up bedtime routines, just like when you were little kids, it's a great idea. I like to do is I make sure I do my skincare, and afterwards I use my La Parea oil sprays into my face, into my pillow, into my face mask, and then I journal. I put any thoughts that I have about worries that I may have in my head. When you go to sleep, your brain just keeps on going and going and going. It kind of helps whatever you have in your mind, write it down. And then if there's anything that you could do at that moment, then go ahead and do it. And if not, leave it for tomorrow. And also write like a little mantra or a sentence that you will say, tonight everything's gonna be okay. Even if you have worries, right now with 2020, it's kind of hard not to go to bed without thinking about something. So I think if you put a good intention, something calming, something that it may relax you, and you put it in paper and then you go to sleep, it will help you to probably reach a better sleep, thus enhancing that self-care moment. I also sometimes I like to meditate first thing in the morning. And I same thing. I use my sprays before I meditate, and afterwards I do also quick journaling. Nothing long. You don't have to write pages and pages because it defeats the purpose of self-care, right? It's supposed to bring you joy. I will say in Amazon also same thing. I found a little binder where it kind of helps you journal in the morning and then journal at night. And the intention and what you're writing there is different. So for example, in the morning, what will you write that it will help you be in a better mood, or what can you write to maybe feel a little less anxious? So for me, something that brings me security, it's like my family, my kids, they're okay. So I said, make sure that everybody is well taken care of, when everybody is feeling okay, and I'm feeling okay, right? Because it's about taking care of yourself. And I found that very liberating. Or I just write something positive, like today is going to be a good day. I know it's very simple, but it works and it helps me. And I'm sure it's going to help you, all of you guys out there. Dieting. So when it comes to dieting for self-care, I would say try to eat a balanced diet. I know right now with I don't know, but I'm the kind of person that if I watch a commercial, I want to eat what I'm looking at. So, it's good to indulge in things that you like, but also make sure that a form of self-care is trying to eat a balanced diet. And with that, making sure that you take your supplements. If you are able, to take supplements, make sure that you follow up with a doctor. That's also self-care, right? It's not only like the outside, like, for me in skincare, taking care of my skin or taking baths as self-care, but that's not enough. So making sure you follow up with your doctors, that you eat properly, that you do something that brings you joy. I'm very big on that. Bring something that brings you joy. I personally love dancing. So dancing, it's a way that, you're used to going out and having fun with your friends, but because of social distancing, that's not happening at the moment. And I gotta be honest, I rather dance at home than going out. So I would say try to dance if you used to dance. If you play an instrument, play that instrument. And if you love reading, make sure that you include that in part of your self-care routine. And you could try to do little things also, like call, video chat a friend that you haven't seen in a long time, or your family. Just, I was used to watch TV with my family members, and sometimes I put the show we used to watch and be like, hey, look what I'm watching. So that brings me joy, that brings me happiness, and I found that as be part of my self-care. So overall, small steps, I would say try to schedule for the next week, the 7 days, schedule like a little 15 to 20-minute things that you could do for yourself. It doesn't have to be the same. It doesn't have to be just exercise or taking a bath. Just see what day will fit what and trying to find joy. And if that day comes and you want to do the reading versus taking the bath or meditating, that's totally okay. But all these things are very important, especially with the stressors levels that we've been having lately. And it's just gonna make you just feel better. Like whenever I skip, because I'm guilty of it, whenever I skip taking care of myself, my stress level goes really high. So now working from home, I definitely feel like anything will impact a little bit more than before. And taking care of yourself should be, like I said, part of your daily routine for trying to create some sort of balance. So I hope you guys enjoyed the live. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me a message, and stay tuned, subscribe, so that way you could see any upcoming videos happening. Take care.